This is Kujo Eiga. He's sitting at his desk looking completely defeated, thinking to himself, it's so over. He can't stop wondering. Why is she cold only to me? Then a classmate calls out to him and asks for help. Eiga is overwhelmed and says what does he need. Panicking, he quickly puts his hands together and asks to help with the homework. Eiga helps his classmate with homework, explaining the formula step by step. Impressed, the classmate praises him non-stop, calling him handsome, smart, caring, and even the perfect human being. Acting unfazed, Eiga thinks, "Flattery won't make me help with your future homework." Then the classmate suddenly asks why he doesn't have a girlfriend, saying that if he did, every guy in school would probably hate him. Eiga admits that he already has someone he likes. His classmate immediately guesses, Sayatome-san. Shocked that he figured it out so easily, Eiga asks, "How did you find out?" The classmate bluntly tells him that Sayatome is only cold toward him, then adds, "Your chances aren't high, huh?" Hearing that, Eiga gets completely depressed again, thinking, "She's just avoiding me a little." Eiga sighs, thinking that even if he tries his best, there's still another problem he has to deal with first. His classmate apologizes for being harsh and tells him to do his best. Then Eiga notices Sayatome quietly watering the classroom plants again, watching her gently smile and say, "Grow up nice and strong, okay?" To the plants, he immediately melts inside, thinking, "She's even kind to plants. I love her." Another classmate asks Himeka what she's doing, and she casually replies that she's watering the plants. Eiga watches from afar, thinking about how Himeka is kind and friendly to everyone, except him. Then a terrible thought hits him. Am I less appealing than plants? He spirals even further, wondering if he's actually the lowest-ranked life form in her eyes. Himeka starts wondering if she's been treating Eiga too coldly. Meanwhile, in the background, Eiga is completely losing it at his desk, making the other classmates wonder if he studied so much that he finally went crazy. Then one of the girls suddenly asks Himeka, "Are you interested in Eiga-kun?" Completely caught off guard, Himeka panics and blurts out, That's..." Trying to dodge the question, Himeka suddenly changes the topic and starts talking about a drama she watched yesterday. Her friend immediately notices and points out that Himeka often sneaks glances at Eiga. The friend keeps rambling about how the protagonist's childhood friend is manly and cool, and basically every girl's ideal type. Hearing the word manly, Eiga suddenly realizes something. So that's what it was. Eiga suddenly declares that what he's lacking is manliness. Determined to improve himself, he says he wants to refine his charm as a human being. To do that, he asks for the help of his personal maid, Maria, seriously requesting her cooperation in his plan. Maria immediately refuses, saying it's beyond her duties and that she's been told not to get too personal with him. Eiga gets depressed again, thinking even Maria has started acting cold toward him. Still, he sincerely tells her that he trusts and respects her, not just as his maid, but as a person. Eiga insists that social status shouldn't matter between them, but Maria shuts him down immediately, calling him tough to deal with and telling the future heir to stop twisting words around. Still, after admitting that taking care of him is part of her job, Maria reluctantly says she might cooperate a little. Eiga gets excited, but then realizes he doesn't actually know what manliness even is. Eiga decides that manliness means staying calm no matter the situation and builds up his courage by sitting in extreme heat, acting completely unfazed. To train even more, he brings out a horror movie and asks Maria to help him with courage training, saying that not flinching out of fear is manly too. Maria listens to his explanation, then bluntly thinks, what a ridiculous idea, though she still agrees to watch it with him. As the horror movie starts, Eiga asks if Maria is okay. She says there's no problem while he tries to act confident. But internally, he's panicking, knowing this will be brutal because he's actually terrible with horror movies. While trying to endure the jump scares, he suddenly notices something strange happening beside him. Eiga struggles desperately to hold himself together during the movie, nearly screaming from fear. At the same time, he imagines Maria silently judging him as weak and pathetic, which only makes him panic more. Then he comes up with a strategy. If he closes his eyes, he won't see the zombies and won't get scared. He even starts imagining the screams as Himeka's cute voice, convincing himself that he can endure it this way. As Eiga keeps his eyes shut, imagining Himeka encouraging him, she tells him to endure the movie until the very end because running away from the screen isn't manly. Fired up by the imaginary Himeka praising a manlier Eiga-kun, he finally gathers his courage and prepares to face the movie properly. Eiga suddenly realizes that if Himeka likes manly guys, then becoming more manly could help him get closer to her. Fired up with determination, he decides there's no point in keeping his eyes closed anymore. Resolved to face the horror movie head-on, he declares to himself, "I'll become manly." The moment Eiga forces himself to watch the movie properly, he immediately goes completely pale like a corpse. Maria quickly realizes that he's actually terrible with horror movies. As he starts losing consciousness from fear, he desperately tries to convince himself that the zombie scene is just a nibble, but it's no use. While Maria calls out to him in concern, Eiga's consciousness slowly fades away. While unconscious, Eiga hears someone calling his name and wonders if it's Himeka's voice. When he wakes up, he realizes it was actually Maria desperately trying to wake him. Relieved, Maria tells him, "Thank goodness, you woke up." Eiga realizes he passed out from fear and apologizes for worrying her, but Maria quietly says it's fine. Maria scolds Eiga, telling him that overcoming fear is admirable, but not if he pushes himself so hard that he faints. Eiga apologizes sincerely while wondering why. For a moment, he thought Maria's voice was Himeka's. As Maria tells him this must never happen again, Eiga realizes that if Himeka truly disliked him, she probably wouldn't take care of him the way Maria just did. Then Maria asks him why he suddenly started this strange training in the first place. Eiga admits that he started the training because he wanted to become a little closer to his crush's ideal type. Hearing that, Maria suddenly goes silent. After quietly apologizing and saying she'll return to work, she immediately leaves the room, leaving Eiga confused as he watches her go. Outside the room, Maria admits to herself that she lied about having work left. Thinking about Eiga's words, she quietly realizes that he already has someone he likes. The next day after school, Eiga walks home disappointed that he didn't get to talk to Himeka at all. Then he suddenly spots her outside with an older guy who's trying to flirt with her and invite her somewhere. While Himeka clearly refuses, Eiga is shocked realizing Himeka-san is being hit on. Seeing Himeka getting pressured, Eiga knows he has to help her, but the guy approaching her feels genuinely intimidating, and fear makes his legs freeze. Then he sees Himeka clearly reject the guy, and Eiga realizes this is exactly what all his manliness training was for. Asking himself why he's hesitating, he finally forces himself to step forward. Determined to protect Himeka like a man, Eiga steps between her and the guy hitting on her. Standing in front of a shocked Himeka, he boldly declares, "Do you have business with my girlfriend?" The guy is confused at first, asking if Himeka is really Eiga's girlfriend. Even though he's terrified inside, Eiga stands his ground and confirms it. Hearing that, the guy immediately backs off, saying that if she already has a boyfriend, he won't hit on her anymore because he's a proper guy. Eiga then bluntly replies that a proper guy wouldn't have been hitting on her in the first place. Once the guy leaves, Eiga immediately checks if Himeka is okay. After confirming she isn't hurt, he suddenly drops into a deep apology, embarrassed for calling her his girlfriend without permission. Flustered, Himeka quickly tells him it's okay and thanks him for helping her, while Eiga internally panics that he might have gone too far just to scare the guy away. Himeka shyly tells Eiga that the way he acted earlier was manly and cool. Hearing the exact words he wanted most completely stuns him. Gathering his courage, Eiga nervously asks if he can get her contact information. Trying not to waste the moment, Eiga eagerly asks for Himeka's contact info. Even just her social media would be fine. Completely flustered, Himeka panics and suddenly blurts out, "No way," before running off. Left behind in shock, Eiga collapses in despair, wondering why love is always this difficult and thinking that even after becoming more manly, she's still treating him coldly. After running away, Himeka completely loses control of her emotions. Blushing hard and clutching her face, she keeps thinking about how cool Eiga looked protecting her. In her head, she excitedly replays his words about her being his girlfriend and starts panicking because he seemed too perfect. Deep down, she desperately wants him to really make her his girlfriend. Himeka reveals that she and Maria are the same person, Sodom Himeka at school, and the Kujo families made Maria at home. Seeing Eiga with Maria makes her think a romance with him could never happen. That's why she quietly tells herself, "That's a dream that'll never come true." Himeka reveals she's secretly Maria, the Kujo family maid. By order of the family head, she disguises herself as Eiga's classmate to observe him while hiding her true identity from him. Himeka admits she's falling for Eiga, but because she's secretly Maria and part of the Kujo household, she believes getting close to him could hurt his future and lower the family head's opinion of him. So she decides her feelings must stay hidden. Himeka struggles with hiding her feelings as Maria. She worries acting cold will make Eiga hate her, because deep down she truly wants to get closer to him. Eiga secretly hopes to be paired with Himeka for cooking practice. imagining that cooking together with someone you like would feel almost like being newlyweds. Eiga gets excited after ending up in the same cooking group as Himeka, thinking it must be fate. But Himeka immediately asks to change groups, leaving him crushed. The cooking groups stay the same, but Himeka continues treating Eiga coldly, making him wonder if she dislikes him that much. Still, instead of giving up, he decides to use cooking practice as a chance to improve her opinion of him. Even though he has almost no cooking experience and has never even used a kitchen knife before, he starts thinking that if he can learn to cook well, Himeka might finally see him as admirable. After deciding to improve himself through cooking, Eiga boldly tells Himeka he'll become her personal chef. Later, he enthusiastically asks Maria to help him practice cooking at home, even insisting she call him head chef from now on. While Eiga passionately trains himself to become a man who can cook and win Himeka's approval, Himeka secretly struggles with hiding the truth. She's both his classmate, Satom Himeka, and the Kujo family maid, Maria, assigned to monitor him without letting him discover her identity. Then she asks does he have any experience, and he says no. Determined to impress Himeka during cooking practice, Eiga confidently declares that he'll make Maria a delicious curry, proudly following the recipe step by step despite having almost no real cooking experience. Although Eiga proudly finishes his homemade curry, the dish turns into a terrifying dark substance that leaves him collapsing after one bite, while Maria watches in shock as his cooking practice nearly knocks him unconscious. Realizing Eiga's cooking skills are dangerous enough to become life-threatening, Maria decides to personally train him before cooking practice, strictly correcting everything from how he holds a knife to his bizarre ideas about secret ingredients. As Maria teaches Eiga cooking at close range, she becomes painfully aware of how intimate the situation feels, panicking that they look like a flirting couple while Eiga nervously notices her scent and warmth beside him. The already awkward cooking lesson turns even more chaotic when Eiga accidentally brushes against Maria, sending both of them into a flustered panic as their hearts race from the dangerously close contact. After awkwardly calming down from their accidental close contact, Eiga and Maria resume the cooking lesson, and with her patient guidance, the chaotic practice slowly begins turning into something surprisingly enjoyable for both of them. Thanks to Maria's strict but caring lessons, Eiga finally manages to cook a decent curry, leaving him full of confidence for next week's class cooking practice, while Maria quietly worries whether his skills are truly ready yet. Excited to finally impress Himeka during cooking practice, Eiga enthusiastically takes charge of cutting the vegetables, but Himeka quickly notices his hands covered in small cuts and realizes he must have secretly practiced cooking alone. Despite being overwhelmed by school and family responsibilities, Eiga secretly practiced cooking over and over just to impress Himeka, and seeing his sincere effort only makes her feelings for him grow stronger. Watching Eiga work so hard just to impress her makes Himeka's feelings overflow, and she almost admits how badly she wants to praise him and spoil him with affection. But because she's secretly Maria, the Kujo family maid assigned to monitor him, she forces herself to stay distant and only gives him a restrained compliment. After noticing the cuts on Eiga's hands and how unusually hard he's been working lately, Himeka realizes he secretly practiced cooking until he got injured just to become someone worthy of the person he likes. Since she already knows how honest and terrible at lying he is, she immediately sees through his excuses, while Eiga panics the moment she gets dangerously close to uncovering that she's the girl he's trying so hard to impress. While Himeka sadly convinces herself that helping Eiga improve won't change the fact that his heart belongs to someone else, Eiga reveals that the reason he worked so hard at cooking was actually to thank the maid who always supports him behind the scenes. Completely unaware that Himeka and Maria are the same person, he sincerely talks about how much he relies on Maria, leaving Himeka stunned as she realizes the feelings he's expressing may already be directed toward her without him even knowing it. Himeka finally realizes that Eiga's feelings were aimed at both sides of her all along. The curry he wanted to make for Maria was out of gratitude for the maid who always supports him, while the curry he made today was meant especially for Himeka. Overwhelmed with happiness, she understands that Eiga has truly been paying attention to her the entire time, even without knowing Himeka and Maria are the same person. Overwhelmed after realizing Eiga genuinely cares about her, Himeka hurriedly leaves the room while pretending she feels sick, unable to contain her emotions any longer. At the same time, Eiga shocked because his cooking practice didn't help him. Meanwhile, Himeka quietly reminds herself that despite claiming she can't do anything for him, a maid is supposed to devote herself entirely to her master. Overcome by her feelings, Himeka can't help blurting out that she loves Eiga and calls him an idiot for being so unbearably kind to her. Even though she tells herself that simply receiving his sincere feelings should be enough, her emotions continue to deepen, while Eiga remains completely clueless as his disastrous cooking somehow ends with only the curry being safe to eat. So did you enjoy this manga recap? If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to let me know in the comments and share your thoughts about the story. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next manga recap and future videos.